You're listening to Burn Rate and Bullshit,
the show where founders, suits, and corporate clowns all get called the fuck out.
Where Josh Robinson and Mike Nathan, entrepreneurs turned VCs.
With zero filters, strong opinions, and a bullshit detector set to high. Welcome to the only business podcast that actually tells it like it is.
I'm a desperate man. Send lawyers, guns, and money. This shit has hit the fan.
Visionary decks, fake market numbers, founder cults, most pitches are full of bullshit. Fake it till you make it? It's dangerous, genius, until the wheels come off and you're burning cash for bragging rights. Strip away the hype, see what's left. Half of these founders couldn't build a fucking sandcastle.
Every founder's got a story. Most are full of it. Here's the truth nobody wants to say out loud. Being investable isn't about charisma or deck porn. It's about surviving your own hype long enough to actually build something real. Real investable founders, they've got battle scars, not just rehearsed speeches. Decks don't impress, but surviving the chaos does. So here's maybe a nice talker. So it's about the fake it till you make it CEO, awesome myth, super genius, charisma guy. Are they worse or better when they're online, doing videos, starting their own podcast? Is that probably
as an example?
As one example, is that the clearest indication that you're probably a fraud?
Where's the line though between confidence and fake it till you make it? Because you want founders that are really confident. You need founders that are really confident.
Yeah. So I think when I think about it, when we look at companies, right, is the founder full of shit? And you can be, but is there any sort of level of success? Is there any traction in the past? You know, were they always the captain of the football team or the cheerleader and everything's gotten handed to them? Or, and behind all of that, is there something like, hey, yeah, I was in the Marine Corps for 25 years. Mm-hmm. I was a dirt farmer out in South Dakota. You know, did you do something that was hard and tough and you still have done something? And you sort of talk about it as an accomplishment. There's a lot of frauds out there that think because I graduated college, look at me. So mommy and daddy paid for it probably, right? There's those levels of fake accomplishments. You really need to, or when
like
you get
Simon Sinek.
Yeah. Or
hasn't actually done anything.
How many fucking times do you look on LinkedIn? I'm honored and humbled to be named one of the 35 top butchers of Stearns County, Minnesota. Right? And I was just on a panel. Well, you know what this is like.
Yeah.
You're just on a panel, you fraud. So
I opened for Mark Cuban.
In the green room, right? He's your green room pal. But it's some of that stuff that is the bullshit. That there's not real accomplishment there. Walk me through, I sold a company, I built a sales force, I programmed a widget. You know, that to me is real. And I think you can look past it really quickly with some smart questions like, what's the last thing you built or sold? And when's the last time you did something? How many hours did you work last week? You know, you can get to some of that. So I think that to me is the line.
Is it different though for first-time founders? So how do they point to anything that they've built?
So I think a first-time founder, I like to look for, and we've looked for in the past, what's that personal connection to the story? What's driving their action to be a founder? If you're trying to solve for sepsis, probably I can see motivation, not a past record of success, but I can see motivation from A to B. If your parents died of sepsis or cancer, or you're trying to solve for one of those companies, right? I think that's really compelling without the track record of success. When we look at investments, how often are we going to, and I'll ask this of you, how many times do we take somebody with no experience, no success in the background, just, hey, I like doing it because I think being an entrepreneur is fun.
Yeah.
We tell them to pound fucking sand. There's no way.
Every time, yeah. Well, even just, yesterday I had a call. I took an intro from a friend to another person. I won't give it too much specifics, but a problem in healthcare. One, he doesn't even really have a product yet. He kind of has an idea. And when you push him on what's the revenue model, what's it going to look like, how are you going to make money on it, he had no answer. It's like, oh my God. I mean, there's nothing here. He's never started a business before. He's later stage in his career, which is not a bad thing, but he spent 30 years working in middle management or lower in a company and just got sick of it and decided he was going to go fix this problem.
Yeah.
He has no background in it. No idea what he's doing.
Well, the other thing you're making me think of too is when that first time founder maybe not have, like he's got some corporate successes and milestones he's hit at, big United Health Group or Blue Cross Blue Shield or Best Buy or something, some of the big boys in town here. Sometimes you can point to, are they subject matter experts? Are they the one person on the planet that knows how to work the machine, but they could do it for themselves, or they've got a connection to, or they've got a contract, or there's something else that sort of de-risks the first opening stage of any founder, which is get yourself a paying customer, find a repeatable business model. You can get a contract or a couple of contracts. You got a repeatable business model. You got revenue come in the door every week, every month, every year, and you know all the people and you know all the connections. That's as compelling as a grizzled vet who doesn't have any of those things, who doesn't have a contract. Though they might have accomplished everything, but they don't have that contract. They don't have the connection. They don't have the revenue already. I would take a bet on somebody who's actually got something without any of the pedigree or any of the big accomplishments as well. But the charisma thing doesn't mystify me much. I like charismatic people, to be clear, and you could be a wallflower and I think just easily get funded or have success.
I completely agree with that. I mean, your comment on deck porn. People put so much time and effort in the deck, like pitches and the slides. Half the time, we just want to understand what's the product. Is there a real business model around it? And just have a real honest conversation without a bunch of business cliches, buzzwords. Let's just talk about it. And a lot of times, it's the people that aren't trying to showboat, that just the wallflowers. That once you get kind of crack that cover for them and get underneath of it, they've got great things to share.
Or even sometimes, isn't it, when if you're hyping something, it sounds really fancy and complex. I get really excited when it's simple and any moron can understand it, which is helpful for me. So I mean, that when we have like, hey, this is like falling out of bed. That's my business model. Well, I can do that. I can do that right now if you want. And so I like that too. Again, lack of charisma, okay, not a lot, but you can still have these other intangibles that I think if the CEO, the founder, can keep it simple. Because as we know, more is not always more. Sometimes more is less. Keep it freaking simple. Don't run off and, hey, if I add a widget here or a service line there, or run off and do a bunch of different things, that complicates it. It's slow. It's friction for your customer to buy. It's for people to understand even or get contracted. Keep it simple. That's also helpful.
One of the things you mentioned a few minutes ago about first-time founders, having like the right passion and motivation around it, it made me think about actually one of our current investments, Clo Foods.
Yeah, love those guys.
Love them. Neither of them, first-time founders. They've never even worked in a startup before, let alone founded something. And they created a frozen pizza that is gluten-free, vegan, allergen-free. And it's because they have a child at home that can't eat anything, and they needed to create. There's nothing on the market that she could eat,
right? And
so they went off on this 8-year journey.
It's awesome.
It was like 700 different types of cheeses or something. It was something insane, right? Even a really seasoned founder wouldn't have been able to go through the iterations they did because they were doing it for all these other reasons.
So I'm digging where you're going with that, because I think it's a combination of a couple things. It is, if you have your why, why the heck am I doing it? Holy cow, can you not have the rest of the shit? Because if you have the why, you can figure out, how am I going to get funded? What's my pizza going to taste like? What's my logo going to be? All of the things that will take a lot of mental calories for you to burn up really gets eaten up by your why. Their why is their family. They wanted it to be cohesive for Chloe. They wanted to make sure that was an amazing thing. And they were all in, which is awesome to see somebody all in on their family the way those two are. And that could overcome the hard times. If you're half bought in, if you're this cool executive that comes floating in from Target, right? I've been there 25 years. I'm the senior super fucking executive of whatnot. I decided to go play startup founder for sabbatical, right?
Yeah.
And the first fucking time it gets hard, they're out.
Yeah.
They're out. My assistant's not here to take care of the thing. I'm picking up my own dry cleaning. What kind of life
Like
is
a peasant.
this? Yeah, like some commoner. The fuck is this? They're out. If you get somebody who's like, no, I need this to work. I've got to have this to go. They'll chew through that door to get it done. I don't know what the litmus test is for chewing through a door as a founder, but if you can
But you can tell though when you meet with people like that. You just can tell. I don't know how you put your finger, I don't know how you like put that into words, but you can just tell by 5-minute, 10-minute conversation with someone, if they've got that right hunger for a startup life and being a founder.
Yeah.
If they're a first-time founder. That's the second time you kind of know, then you just know they're a fucking idiot because who the hell would do that to themselves a second time? But
It's bingo. You're not very bright, are you?
Yeah.
I'm not going to trust you with a ton of my capital. So, yeah.
Well, it's like having children. Like my wife even talked about that. Like you forget about the pain of childbirth.
Yeah.
Like, because you must, right? Like why would you get pregnant
Seems
a
like
second
a good
time?
idea to get another one, yeah.
Yeah. I think it's similar with being a founder. You kind of forget about all the pain after a while and you do it to yourself again. But first-time founders, you can tell if they've got the hunger.
You're making me think of how gray I am. I might appear
You
to
went
be
gray early, though.
I got gray, well, because I started a startup in my 40s. I look like maybe George Clooney. Dark, striking. I mean, you've said that a lot.
And I'm not the only one. a lot of people.
I was not this gray. I did Livio, and oh my God, I got gray overnight. I was like Bill Clinton going to the Oval Office or Obama or somebody. You look like a handsome, strapping lad going into it. Looks like you need
What the fuck happened to him?
Yeah, you need a wheelchair coming out of it. Then we did another. We did another one. That is an unusual amount of. And Sarah always teases me. Yeah, you're just having a PTSD moment. Like whenever something would get kind of rattly around Mendota Health or even Livio or Fritz Finn or some of the other companies. Like, what's that pit in my stomach? I'm having PTSD around.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we got to make payroll next week. Oh, cool. How are we going to do that? Right?
Yeah.
You're doing some of the. So yeah, it's like
I have
childbearing.
to pay these people every 2 weeks?
They're not volunteering their time. Seems off. Weird. What a pushover company. They pay their employees. You get time off here? Paid time off? To your point, the multi-time founder, the good news about that, when you see real, grit, battle scars, etc. on a founder, when they're real. I mean, the real deal is tough to fake. And when you see him, boy, push all your money in the center of the room. I mean, that's somebody you want to back up, him or her. You want to make sure that you get on their cap table because they likely know what's up.
You've started more than a couple companies.
Yeah.
What's your official count?
It's my body count.
Yeah.
No, now again, loosely defining founding as being either first check in, I was there when they were thinking about it, investor, advisor, or it was actually me. It's 18.
Yeah.
So I haven't ran 18 companies, but I've been a part of quite a few. I've become addicted to it. And that doesn't make, to be clear, it doesn't make me any good at it. Here's what it makes me, I think, different is, if you do anything 18 times and you've seen it, taking a founding, from back of the napkin, you're talking about this at the bar to first paid customer to 7 figures, multi-7 figures. What was 0 a year ago? Going from that 0 to 1 million, 0 to 10 million, 20, 30, 40, that's my jam. I know how to do that. I can't take it from 40 to a billion. Maybe I can, but not likely. But that's not my bailiwick. I don't want to do that. I'm a builder. So for me, that stuff is easy. And I've fucked it up just about every way you could in those stages. So I'm really good now at identifying, don't do that. Hey, you got a receipt there for the computers? Might want to hang on to that. There's one for a Lamborghini. You're going to want to hang on to that one.
So have you done fake it till you make it then in any of those?
Yeah. I mean, early on.
Did you get burned by any of it?
Fake it till you make it. So here's what I would say about that. At Livio, it was my first healthcare company with proper attorneys, proper funding, doctors, lawyers, guns, and money, around this company. And everybody was asking you a ton of questions. And I was talking to people from HCMC, the local, hospital, UHG people, in our town. There's Optum, UHG, there's all this big Blue Cross Blue Shield, all the folks. So everyone's already asking like all these really down in the weeds healthcare questions. I'm just like, yeah, 100%. just have no idea what they're asking me. Like, what does CMS mean again? Right? Like, is that
important?
Central Medicine Station? What is that? And so you fake it a little bit that way. But I knew how to get accounts. So part of Livio was we would do mobile urgent care and we do pop-up clinics at non-traditional facilities like nonprofit supportive housing. We would do things out of the Ramsey County Jail, wet houses, dry houses, you name it, homeless shelters. We would deliver care there. And I knew how to acquire. My whole background had been sales guy, biz dev guy, and just making relationships and saying hey to people. That was the easy part. The clinical, by the bill, revenue cycle, you might have some experience there.
But you didn't do those things either.
No,
you got the people that knew how to do those things and surrounded yourself with that expertise.
So the antidote to faking it till you make it is surround yourself with awesome people. My president at Livio was just the stud exec, right? He was worked at Thomson Reuters back in the day, or West Publishing, if you remember it all the way back then. He is, he'd done a couple other startups, financially successful. He wasn't check to check. He had very, very comfortable, independently wealthy, and he was a grinder, liked the work. I was just a punk kid at about 40, 42. The hell did I know? I brought him in. That helps, right? When you might be faking it till you make it, but your whole team, I've got a stud chief medical officer. I got a good president. I surrounded myself with a lot of people. One of the things, now that I'm thinking about it, Sarah always tells me is we were really good about, because we didn't know everything, we surrounded ourselves with a lot of smart people. I used to always say, and sometimes I still do, like, I'm usually the dumbest guy in the room, which oftentimes you'll agree with. But it's
this room for sure.
This room, yeah, for sure. Yeah. But we're saying the same thing, I think.
Yeah.
But it's true. Don't let your ego be afraid to I'm going to bring people much smarter and brighter that will either know how to solve it or have solved it before. Bring them into the room. So then you're not faking as much as you think. I don't specifically know how to do it, but my team does. I could throw it to them and they'll figure it out, even if they don't know. So I think there's something to that. So, but there's also fraudulent. Fake it till you make it. Like, hey, did you file my taxes? Oh, yeah. Don't worry about it. Yeah, we got it. Don't worry about it.
Because they were due yesterday.
I didn't sign anything either. So what's, I feel like we're missing a step. No, we're good. We're solid. So you can't be that fake it till you make it guy. It's okay if you're not imbued with all of the experience and all of the lessons that one would hope you'd have. But can't be a fraud, but you also don't be afraid to peacock a little with some of your experience.
Peacock?
That's a verb. You can peacock. Peacocking?
Really?
Like the bird?
Yeah, I know what a peacock is.
Sounds like you don't.
Didn't know it was a verb. Thought it was a noun.
You can be peacocking. It's a thing.
Is that what the kids are saying?
In the comments, you guys, give me your best peacocking sentence. How do you use it in the sense? I was peacocked? Peacocking?
That sounds dirty.
Well, let's see what we find. Put it in the comments, gang. That'll be the worst take ever. So what's probably the most recognized fraud, fake it till you make it CEO that you know of? Drop names, please. Get us sued immediately in episode 1. That'd be great.
Well, yeah, there are some names that I know that are not like. I can't sing them.
Okay.
Because yeah.
Okay.
I am chicken shit. Yeah. Well, and it would be
somebody would all know that.
It would be like, Kevin Johnson. That who the fuck is that? Josh grew up with. Like, no one's gonna know that name. I mean, the obvious one is like Elizabeth Holmes.
Yeah.
Right.
Theranos.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna take a drop of blood, and 2 seconds later, I'll tell you all about your workup. They completely fabricated, right?
100%. I don't even think they ever got a device to actually do anything close to what they said. Andrew Newman, WeWork.
Yeah.
Who's the Fire Festival guy? Is it Billy McFarland? Not Billie Eilish.
I think it's Billie Eilish. I think I nailed it. Yeah.
Billy McFarland, the Fire Festival, which by the way, he's doing another one for real. He's out of prison and he's setting up another fire festival.
Oh my God, I was gonna say, didn't he go to prison for the fraud that occurred there?
Yeah.
What's the other one?
If anyone is buying tickets to that festival, you deserve
Amex will not refund whatever happened there.
I mean, do you want to name names from our personal lives? I feel like that'd be
fun. We better not yet. Some people are just morons. I'm trying to think of the crooks that I've come across. Nah, we shouldn't. Maybe you could say it's I don't
know how legitimate crooks I've come across. I've come across a fair number of people that they were uncomfortable with the line of ethics. Like they were
as in wanting to see it on that
they were unconcerned with where that line was. I don't think they ever crossed the line of legal issues, but in terms of ethics, I've come across a lot of those people.
Here's what I think you find too with founders. Because early stage, you've got such a good, tight-knit community. Mm-hmm. Like at Mendota Health, how often are we talking? Probably too much. Too much.
That's what our wives would for sure say.
If I was constantly lying to you or vice versa, you're lying to me, or you'd be like, I can't trust the fucking thing of this guy. Mm-hmm. You might get away with lying to one person or two people or the one vendor or the one customer. Mm-hmm. But eventually your team knows that. And you just lose all sorts of credibility. Yeah. So if you're going to start to lie, you better be a complete fraud and be really, really good at it. Like Elizabeth Holmes, like you just said. Mm-hmm. She lied to everyone.
But I think she was lying to herself. I think she legit believed most, if not all, of the shit she was saying.
I don't know. I'm sure that's what her defense attorneys are saying. It's in the classic. No, when you're making shit up and you're like, here, I'm going to take this. Delusion. They would walk into the other room and they'd write down what they needed, the thing. They would type it out. Oh yeah, you've got diabetes now.
But I agree with that. But I believe she believed they were going to get it to work at some point.
Yeah.
And she just had to fake it until she made it and caught up with her.
You got to call a spade at some point. To look yourself in the mirror. If you ever, especially founders, if you're less than 60 years old, and you're an entrepreneur, you're probably going to do another one. Mm-hmm. And I put a decent amount of value, not everything because, people can fuck off sometimes, but I do care what my current investors think of me, management team, vendors. I do want that to be a win-win for everybody. Those are all the stakeholders, and I might use some of them or they might use me or we're going to work together sometime in the future. Mm-hmm. And this sounds a little bubblegummy, but that short-term gain does not override the life, full career of having relationships.
Look at those 18 companies, though. How many of them have same or similar cap tables?
Quite a few of them.
Yeah.
I mean, I know. Well, we know Brian Kippers, our other partner. Mm-hmm. We've got Scott Wisdahl, Paul Jones, Luke Fraley, Ryan McGovern. I've got a crew from St. John's specifically of, call it 10-ish people that were in multiple companies together. A half dozen at least, maybe 10. Those relationships have carried on, and they're not like they're dropping $1 million check in any one thing. But you always got, at least in my experience, I've got a $25,000, $50,000 investment. We can pass the hat, and for any good cause or company or thing we want to do forward, we can show up with $3.5, $500,000 to get somebody down the road. And that's a lot of money to a startup, especially. And so we have that, and everybody rolls because they trust I'm not going to screw them or send them down the wrong alley, or it's not, founded. And vice versa. When other people come into our thing, we all kind of look at it, same piece. So that's valuable. Picking up even talent, though, not even investors. I suspect, I don't know, we could work together again on another project.
Maybe.
Kind of quiet there for a minute, but Jenna and some of the other people we've worked with in the past, they would likely want to throw them because they either had a good time, liked what we did. If the check size is right, come on in. Mm-hmm. It's important to do that. Take care of those. And that's where people on a personal level, they'll smell a fraud. You can't fake it till you make it with those relationships. Those relationships must be genuine, free of any of the bullshit. Because funny enough, people will be way more loyal to you when you're telling hard truth, when you're telling shitty news, than if you're just, filling them full of shit.
Well, and that's what I usually tell founders is I would rather know what's not working or why it's not working. What have you learned throughout all this than, hey, we've got something really great here. Like, you don't have to have something great yet. It could just be a really solid idea.
Right.
And here are all the things you learned about how not to do it. And then here's what we're going to go for it. I trust that person a lot more than it's like,
100%.
You got it all figured out. Well, what the fuck do you need me for?
That's right.
So
too good to be true, right?
It's got to be, right? Like that's my assumption.
If they keep telling you, no, we got that figured out, well, we're super good here. No issues. None. Who's your competition? Like this one? Yeah. Nobody. Nobody's okay. Shut the fuck up.
It's white space. It's blue ocean. It's like, shut the fuck up.
The next time we're lighting up the CEO myth, is leadership built or is it bought with perks and PR? We'll name names, roast some sacred cows, and call out the biggest egos in the business. Trust us, you won't want to miss this one.
That's it for this round of burn rate and bullshit, where the only thing we sugarcoat is our coffee. If you liked what you heard, great. If you didn't, fuck you. Even better, because we're not here to make friends. Hit subscribe, share it with someone who really needs a reality check, and don't forget, cut the burn, call the bullshit.
Send lawyers, guns, and money. The shit has hit the fan.